Are you a house flipper or wholesaler and not sure how to scale your business? Are you looking for a way to build enough passive income to quit your job? But maybe you're worried that your current strategy of flipping or wholesaling won't get you there fast enough. Well, today in this video, I'm going to show you how to scale your real estate investing, but maybe not in a way you're thinking right now. The strategy I'm going to describe to you is the next step for anyone who's already invested in real estate before, or maybe you're thinking about investing in flipping and wholesaling. Because if this is done right, it can make you financially free in the next 12 months. It's freaking awesome. So if you're open to new ideas, then stick around. Hey, my name is Michael Blanc, and I help people become financially free with real estate. All right, I'm going to talk to you about single-family house investing, flipping, and wholesaling from someone who's done it. I've flipped 36 houses before. I've wholesaled houses, but I bought a lot from other wholesalers, so I know the business quite well. And I certainly thought that by becoming a full-time real estate investor, I would become financially free, because that's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about in his book, Rich Dad. But what I discovered is that is not the case at all. Because it doesn't generate passive income, right? If I'm not buying, fixing, and selling houses, I'm not making money. And then once I sell the house, there's no residual. So something is not right with flipping houses. And then worse, I get inconsistent income. I get it in chunks. And it's a lot of work. There's nothing passive about flipping houses or even wholesaling. It's very transactional. And so the reason that people do it, the reason I did it, was it's the only thing I need to do, right? That's what you see in HGTV, flip this house. That's what everybody talks about at the meetups. It's easy to get into, right? It's easy to buy. You can buy them on the MLS. You can have an agent to help you buy stuff. You can get financing through hard money lenders and requires none of your own money. Contractors do all the work. And then to sell it, you use the same agent you used to buy it. It's actually easy because you've probably already bought a house before. So the idea of doing it again and again and having a contractor do the work is actually not so foreign. It's comfortable, okay? But is there growth in comfort? No, it is not. Not only is there not growth in comfort, but what happens is that you can't scale this business. You can't scale. It's very difficult to scale. And the biggest problem is that there's no passive income. So I don't necessarily want to help you scale your flipping or wholesaling business, because I think, as they say, the ladder is up against the wrong wall. Here's what I mean, right? So you have this ladder of success of real estate investing. You get to the top of it and you realize that the ladder is up against the wrong wall. That's what happened to me. I'm 3 years into it. I flipped 36 houses. I had about $1 million in loans outstanding at the time. And I thought I was at the top of the success ladder. And when I looked around, I'm like, holy smokes, there's nothing passive. I got up this ladder, and at the end, I got no passive income. I got no financial freedom. And that's the biggest problem I have with flipping. So I don't want to help you necessarily to scale your portfolio. What I do want to do is help you become financially free with real estate, okay? And what that means, though, is that you have to shift your strategy a little bit. And this is maybe when I said maybe not in the way that you're thinking right now, but it's something else. What if you were just one decision away from buying your first apartment building? Now, what I'm about to tell you is not a quick fix or get rich quick scheme, okay? It's a mentorship program designed to guide you through your first apartment building deal and beyond to 1,000 units. Because you get to work directly with one of our highly experienced mentors who have already replaced their income with apartment. They're going to walk you through the entire process from where you are right now to owning your first deal and becoming financially free. We call it a deal maker blueprint. Our average student actually gets their first deal done in under 6 months. The average deal size is $4 million. Now, the reason for this is because of our Dealmaker Blueprint, because of the mentors that you're going to get to work with, and because of the network that you're going to be connected in. Now, this isn't for everybody, but if you really want to change your life and you're willing to do the necessary work, then we'd love to work with you. Just click the link below to see if mentoring is right for you. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Michael, I hear you. Maybe I should stop the flipping stuff and start holding some of them. I should maybe do the BRRRR method. It's kind of a hybrid where you're buying stuff and you're repairing it, and then you're refinancing it out, and then you're doing it again. That's better. That's a much better strategy. But again, think this through. If you want permanent financial freedom and generational wealth, is the BRRRR method going to get you? Is it better than flipping houses? Yes, it is. But is it the best strategy to build a rental portfolio? I'm not so sure. Okay, because think about it. If you want $10,000 of passive income per month, how many rentals do you need to get to that? Think about that. It's a lot of rentals, right? It's a lot of rentals, and it requires a lot of work. You got to do a lot of renovation. You got to do a lot of refinancing. Got to do a lot of buying. Is that ideal? No, it's not. So what is the solution? And I would venture to you that the solution is apartments. And I did my first apartment building deal in 2011. I got it from one of my wholesalers. It was kind of accidental that I got into apartment buildings, and it was a nightmare. I immediately regretted it because I had like a professional tenant in there, for crying out loud. You know what I'm talking about. This was also in Washington, D.C., which is a very pro-tenant state district. And it makes it very easy for tenants to file lawsuits or make complaints. And this particular person did that every single week. It was a nightmare. I immediately regretted the decision to go into apartments until I finally got the right proper manager who was able to deal with the situation, and then it became quiet. It became quiet and, frankly, a little boring. Flipping house is much more exciting than an apartment building deal, but it was sending me mailbox money every month, $1,500 a month. And I was like, daggone it. If I just maybe got another one of these or a bigger one, like I wouldn't have to flip as much at the time. And so really, this is a life-altering aha moment I had when I discovered I can get into an apartment building. And you might be thinking right now, okay, Michael, that's pretty cool. You probably had a bunch of money to get into. And the answer is no, I didn't. I actually raised the money from private individuals. And I discovered that through the house flipping because I did these promissory notes. Now that did not work with a apartment building that I held for 5 years. So I just sold equity. I took money in from investors and they got equity in the building. That's called a syndication. So, and what I discovered after that, now this is all in hindsight, back through the years now, 15 years, teaching, so many hundreds of students to do their first apartment building deal, even if they've never had real estate investing experience before, I now recognize that you don't need real estate investing experience. Now, if you have it, that's great. I think it's a plus, but it's not required. And certainly you don't have to buy another house or another 5 houses or 10 houses. You can stop what you're doing and get right into apartment buildings. And it's actually relatively easy to appear much more experienced to brokers and real estate agents and investors than you really are, because with some simple education, using the right words, and having a team behind you, you can overcome a lot of the lack of experience that you have. Number 2, you don't need a bunch of money in your bank account, so you don't have to save your way there because you're going to learn to raise it. It's actually relatively easy to raise the money because you're educating investors about a new alternative investment. These are investors who would otherwise invest in their 401ks or the stock market or ETFs and bonds. They have money to invest, but they know something is fundamentally broken with the stock market. It's very volatile. It doesn't generate cash flow, and you have to pay a lot of taxes. So you say, hey, how's the stock market treating you? How's the cash flow? How are the fees and the taxes? And they go, well, why are you asking me these questions? They said, well, I got something for you that actually addresses all these things. It's an alternative investment. It's called real estate. They're like, oh, real estate? Yeah, I know real estate. Tell me more about that. Now, you're not raising money, you're educating people. So what you will discover when you get your education is that it's surprisingly easy to raise capital. So what I'm telling you right now is that if you have some real estate investing experience, fantastic. I would try to encourage you not to scale what you're doing right now, but to look at apartment building, okay? Because the key to building passive income with real estate is not building a rental portfolio or flips or wholesales. It's easy in the short term, but it doesn't get you there in the long term. Take a look at apartment investing. And it's not an advanced strategy. It doesn't require 10 years of investing experience. You don't need millions in the bank to invest. You can literally buy a multi-million-dollar apartment building by having a team around you and raising the money. Now, if you're skeptical right now, you should be, okay? I would suggest that you look into it. And I created a free investing course about apartments. It's called Apartments 101. Just go to the link down wherever this is. It's apartments101.co. Just look at the link below or wherever this video is right now. Click on that. It's 4 videos. It's totally free. And I want you to watch all of it. I know you're skeptical right now, but I'm going to go deep into why it's possible that you can actually get started with apartment buildings. And I hope you find this very valuable, and I hope it allows you to take your real estate investing to the next level. Catch you next time.